We'll give everybody a chance to come in and gather in as we kind of get adjusted. Welcome in, everybody. Good morning to y'all. Boy, let me tell you. Whew, holy smoking butt farts already this morning. Man, oh man, alive. Give us a thumbs up as you come in and drop us a comment because extremely important if I'm going to become rich and famous that you guys leave comments and give us a thumbs up. So, I'm going to tell you, I got a lot to talk about. You guys are going to love this segment, and you guys are going to love it. I am exhausted. Oh, man, you can tell you're old when you feel like shit, right? Chink, well, I'm doing fine, but I'm not Phil. Arnell, Titans or Dolphins? Seahawks or Lions? Monday Night Football. Well, nobody really cares about NFL football anymore. To be honest, all kind of seems to be sucky anymore. But if I had my choice, I would choose the Dolphins and the Lions. So I like the Dolphins. I've followed them for years. Not religiously. Friend, it's only me. Well, that's okay. Sometimes when it's only you, that's all that's necessary. You should never be more than you are. Pretend to be more than you are. Just be happy in your own skin. You're not that old. You need better and get better. Well, we just got back from a long trip. Well, not a super long trip, but a hard trip for me because I'm old. You know, when you're, I think I just turned 21 the other day. So, getting up there in age. Yeah, we had a fun road trip
Friend, hello, I am new. Well, thank you for being here. Give us a thumbs up if you didn't do it. Subscribe to the channel, of course. Super chats are always welcomed, as always. But thank you for being here. Sincerely, everybody. But give us some chats and thumbs ups and all of that good stuff. Manchi 33 looks like a Bill Burr ain't doing so good these. I have no clue who Bill Burr is. No clue who Bill Burr is. Is it an actor, TV show? Pro Charge says Lions all the way. All right. You know, I don't really like any of the teams, to be honest. So I don't follow NFL football. I think it's a bunch of crybaby, bitchy money people. Let's see. Smoking weed. Well, marijuana is good for a lot of people. So I'm not opposed to marijuana. We're not. Medical marijuana is fantastic. So, whatever makes you happy, whatever works for you. If diet and exercise is your cup of tea, I think it's great. If you like to go outside in the sun every day for an hour and get your vitamin D recharge, I think you should do that. So I'm a big believer in everybody should do whatever they want to do. I do not smoke weed. No, I do not. Am I wearing a Snuggie? I wish I had a Snuggie. No, just a big old oversized sweatshirt. I really, fuel. What's funny to me is obviously you probably do. That's what I think is kind of funny there. What's the craziest story? This is the craziest story. You're living it right now, Chink. Right now you're living it. You are the craziest story. We are the craziest story. Real life is the craziest story. Well, Sean, I encourage you to go get yourself a bacon cheeseburger. Go do it. I mean, I'm sure there's somewhere close to you that sells it, or make your own. Go to the grocery store, get you some buns and some beef and some seasoning and some bacon and some cheese, and make yourself your own one. No, I'm his cousin. No, 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 no. I'm not his little brother, but I do own 35% in the company, but I'm technically his cousin. So, but thank you for recognizing me. Thank you. Use water? Oh, man. I can tell you, story time. What kind of story would you like? Let me tell you a story. I once was a young man. Dear Preacher Bull Mo, why don't you still have your paper route hat on? I don't know. I don't think I ever had a paper route. Is that a good job? How did you like doing it? What hat did you wear? I don't know. I think anything you can do to make money, no matter what your age, is a feather in your cap. I think it's a good thing. I mean, but yeah, I guess if I needed to, I would be happy to have a paper route. In today's times, things are tough for a lot of people. So you can't really, I like paper routes. Who's going to deliver my paper? As old people, we still read the paper. You young people probably don't read the newspaper at all anymore. But thank you all for the thumbs up and the super chats. Don't forget those while you're here. Any amount is acceptable. But, of course, anything above $100 will get me into your good graces. But thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Story time. There's always a story to be told. And Chink, if you want, why don't you give me a story? Tell me a story. I can tell you it's an absolutely beautiful morning where I'm at. I can tell you that. It's a beautiful morning. And trust me, if you guys don't want me to start singing, you might want to super chat while you're in there hanging out doing nothing, not being productive. Yeah, my sweatshirt does look like a Snuggly. It's a really big, oversized one, isn't it? Man, it looks big. Jesus. I think you're right about that. Yo, Jack is in the house. Jack, how are you this morning? I'm apparently wearing my Snuggly. I don't know if they even sell Snugglies anymore, but I think my sweatshirt kind of looks like one, though, doesn't it? I was looking at it on camera. Man, it is a big-ass baggy thing, that's for damn sure. I don't know how you make a sweatshirt even look good. So I don't think I'm able to make this one look good. I don't know. So, but, man, I'm tired, Jack. We had a long, hard day. Oh, yesterday. Man, long, hard day. I got something I'm going to show you in a minute that will impress you, Jack. 7 thumbs up. Appreciates all of that. I do. I don't know why nobody gave me any super chats this morning. I'm out here talking to you. I should deserve something. It's a beautiful morning, man. Now, see, it's only about 69 degrees, but there's no wind and the sun's coming out, so it feels a little bit warmer. So, man, it feels good. Well, I literally just woke up. We got in about 3 a.m., I think. Shit, I don't even know what time we got in. 3 a.m., maybe? 2:30, 3 a.m.? So I've been up about, a half hour doing a couple little things. Sir says, he crackhead. Well, crackheads need love too. You can't discriminate just because people are on crack or drugs, and we have a lot of crackheads in the world. And now if you're trying to say that you're a crackhead, I understand. And if you're to that point in your life where you're ready to make a change, then you can reach out. There's a lot of help out there. So either way you're trying to say is good with me. It truly is. If you want to donate to the Crackhead Fund, you're welcome to do that by the super chat, and I will be happy to give that to a recovering crackhead. So, my back is sore, my knee is sore. I feel like crap. I feel like I've been ran over, hit by a Mack truck. You want to see, Jack? You ready for the... You know what this is, Jack? You guys, does anybody in the audience know what this is? And can anybody out there guess how much I paid for this? So what is this? Can you tell what this is? And how much did I pay for it? How much did I pay for this? I'm going to drink it in a minute, by the way. Chat, we can believe a crackhead. Absolutely. You can believe a crackhead. You can believe a crack whore. You can believe a crack on the sidewalk. One of the good things about being human beings, you can believe anything you want to believe. So I'm happy for that. $10 can of Coke, damn close. Not quite, though. So, I had to bring it back. And I'm like, we're not leaving that behind, man. I'm not leaving that $5 can of Coke at the casino behind. So, it made the trip put this back. And then what really irritated me was they started giving out free drinks at the casino in styrofoam cups, Coke and fountain drinks. After we bought ours, of course. Well, thank you everybody for the thumbs up. Yes. Oh man, it's a rough old morning. What is it, dog? What is it, poo-poo? Hang on, I gotta pick my wiener up off the ground. All right. My wiener's off the ground. Yeah? All right, lay down. So we made it to the Vice Ganda concert last night, or yesterday. We made it back home this morning bright and early. It was, not going to lie to you, not going to lie. I like that. But when you are being a crackhead, you can just always look in the mirror, smile, and count your teeth on one hand like you do daily. Chemical. Not really drinking Coke anymore, but since I'm exhausted. Well, you know, we don't want to make fun of the crack hose too much. You know, crack hose have a right to be around too. And, you know, and if you're a meth head or whatever, you know, it's all right. GZ, hi, hello, hello. To you, good morning. Thank you for the thumbs up, the shout out, the live chat, the super chats, all of that good stuff. Man, a lot I can say about the concert. We went to Durant, Oklahoma, which is basically just north of the Texas border. It's a good 4-hour drive for us. We made it in 35 minutes. But if you're driving, it's 4 hours. We just took our private jet. And we literally got there in about an hour. I guess with tarmac time, maybe an hour. But we were in the sky for about 35 minutes. But it's a beautiful, I will say. We're just kind of hanging out, not lying. I'm not going to lie to you about anything today. And trying to solicit funds so I can buy another jet airplane because ours is getting kind of old. The seats are a little wore in it. Trying to, you know. But the casino, the Choctaw Casino in Durant, Oklahoma, beautiful, very nice campus. Now, I'm going to tell you the traffic, parking was unbelievable. I don't think any of us was prepared for how many people go to that place on a Sunday afternoon, evening. And I know it just wasn't the Vice Ganda concert that drew all of these people in. I mean, you know, that concert only held probably 5,000 people. And I'm telling you, holy smokes, this place was crazy parking. Go to AutoZone and get some seat covers for your jet instead. It would be cheaper. There you go. That's a thought, but I don't know. I don't want my friends, when they fly in my jet plane, to have to sit on wore out seats, you know? I mean, kind of embarrassing. Do you remember that scene from the movie called The Jerk Jack? So where that guy is asking Steve Martin if he could give him some money so he could get, you know, because the leather on his plane was starting to wear a little bit. So, but we went to the casino. First thing I'll tell you, like I said, busy, crazy busy. A lot of people. I mean, it's not a gigantic casino by any stretch, but it has, what do they say, 712 hotel rooms? And they got a spa and a resort, a big, beautiful outdoor pool. You know, they do all the amenities right there that you could find. Multiple restaurants, Starbucks, of course, all of that stuff inside there. They just everything you can think of. It's very nice. It's done very well. It reminded me of being on a cruise ship. Had really that type of vibe to it. So we enjoyed the. I mean, if I lived down in, you know, in Texas or Dallas, I think Dallas is roughly an hour and 15 minutes from there. So it's not very far at all. So you could run up there and hang out all day and spend your money, give your money to the Indian tribes, and go back to Dallas broke and feel pretty good about yourself. We didn't gamble. One, we didn't bring any money to gamble. Two, I only like to gamble on cruise ships and some other times. So we didn't gamble. The people that rode with us didn't gamble because one, I mean, like I said, the place was crowded. I mean, there wasn't many open slot machines. We went to the buffet and ate, and I will say that the buffet was with tax, I think $50 each. So whether they collected tax, I don't know. But we paid basically $50 per person for the buffet. And I guess we got there at a time when they were charging us for dinner buffet, but dinner buffet hadn't been set out yet. It was in the process of being. So when we looked at the brunch buffet, because I guess that's what we were started to eat on, it was not very impressive. Did you bring bags? We snuck bags in. That's right. Ziploc bags one after the other. And, it wasn't any better than a Western Sizzlin'. So for, maybe a $15 buffet if you got really lucky. But as they switched to the evening buffet where they had crab legs and steak and all that stuff, then it probably became worth the $50. So I have kind of a mixed review on that one. The brunch they charged us for $50. If that's what they're charging truly for brunch, then it's way overpriced. But they were just in a timing phase, and we paid for dinner, and dinner just hadn't been set out yet. Well, all right. But everybody ate 54,000 pounds of food except for me. But it was okay. It was okay buffet. I mean, the service was good. We had a good waitress, an old white lady, probably in her 90s, named Debbie. But she did a good job. The desserts were good, but the desserts were all pre-made. You could tell they were shipped in from somewhere. So I don't think they make a whole lot of that stuff there. But probably out of Dallas or a food catering out of Dallas or something. But desserts were good. You did get a Coke for that if you wanted Coke or tea or lemonade or whatever. I don't know. But it was so unbelievably cold in that restaurant. I mean, holy shit. I thought I was going to freeze to death in the restaurant. And we're even kind of sitting close to where the food was, or hopefully there'd be some heat. Nope, no free beer like in the Philippines. Nope, no free beer. A lot of bars everywhere. They had a whole bunch of kind of like bar kiosks where they were probably the size, I don't know, let me say, they looked to be more like maybe 10 by 10 little cubbies areas. And they had a bartender, and you kind of just walked up like it was a drive-through window type thing. But it was open air. And you could just walk up and order what you want, and they made it real quick for you right there or gave you the beer. So they had these little outpost stations everywhere. Finally says, is it true that you eat cats and dogs? Well, I do love a good dog. I gotta admit, man, if you can get some relish on them, maybe a little ketchup, a little more mustard than ketchup, I like the mustard to be more than the ketchup. But if you can get some really good relish and a nice bun, oh yeah, I like me some dogs. Dogs are great, man. I love them. One of my favorite treats. One of my favorite treats. Appreciate the thumbs up, though, and don't forget to super chat me. But that was cool. All these little, I don't know what you call it, little alcove satellite bars everywhere. So it was easy to keep people drinking or drunk in the casino. I was amazed. I mean, there are so many people that worked at this place. And I mean, it's a big operation. It must be a gigantic payroll between security and all the gaming people, the waitress. I mean, it was a massive operation. It's a full blown place. And the people, Henry's in the house. Good to see you, Henry. How are you, my friend? We survived our trip. And I promise not to lie anymore this morning, or not to lie to you this morning. So we survived our trip. It only took us 30 minutes, I think, on the plane ride there and back. So yeah, it wasn't that bad of a trip after all. I was telling Jack my private jet needs some new seats, and he's recommending I go to AutoZone and get seat covers. But that Corinthian leather that we have on our jet plane seats would I'd like to replace it with those. Yeah, we like the trolls. They never stick around. They never give me any super chats because they're cowards and they can't. Well, they have one. They have no money because they live in mama's basements. Because if they had any well-being, they would give us super chats and we'd let them stick around. But on this channel, trolls become cowards and they run off and hide and cry and whine and bitch. Oh, I got picked on. That person didn't put up with my bullshit. But we like trolls. We just wish, they would super chat more. I just came in and to troll Dave. Nice. I'm more of a cat person. Yeah, right? I mean, if you, well, we all like pussy. So, yeah, I don't know what your point is. Well, and I can tell you a story. Want me to tell you a story about cats? Yay, we had a troll earlier. We had a couple of them, but they didn't get their way, and they realize that they can't irritate us because we're actually more intelligent than they are, so they always run away. They taste good, either cooked or medium rare. You can cook them over a grill, is nice. Did you know? I'll tell you a quick story. I'll digress into something in history. So, during World War I, in France and Italy, other countries, in World War II, during the occupation, they ate up the cats and the dogs. They ate pretty much anything they could to survive, which I would encourage them to do. Back in the mid-90s, there was a, I got to think what they're called now, Nobel Prize winner in literature who wrote a book after winning the Nobel Peace Prize in literature about some other things. But he wrote a book about his time as a little boy in occupied Nazi territory. And he wrote a book, and he talked about in the book, just a small section in the book, about his mother kept them alive by capturing cats and dogs and eating them and cooking them. And they found ways, he said in his book, and this is what everybody got offended by, that it became good, that his mother found a way to make them taste good. And there is such of an uproar by self-righteous people that they wanted to take his Nobel Peace Prize away because he recounted real history in real life, talking about how his mother found a way to make the cats they were forced to eat during occupational time taste good. Man, what a freaking society we have. Baby cat, there you go. I want my Chili's baby cat ribs. Yeah, cats would have really small ribs. Maybe they're niblets, maybe they're niblets. So Henry, it's good to have you here this morning. I just came in and trolled. It's great to have you here too. We love our trolls. God bless our trolls. You know, if there weren't trolls in the world, where would these people living in their mama's basements go? What would they have to offer society besides being a troll? I just, wish they'd quit being cowards and super chat me. Like I said, Henry, my plane needs new leather seats to replace. They're about a month old, and somebody's already sat in them, so I'd really like to change them out for new ones. Henry says, because I don't have any idea of what I want eating. Yeah. So the casino was nice. I was telling them, man, parking was, and we got there early, not early enough, but we got there early, and I took my mobility scooter. I got to get a better mobility scooter somehow. Mine's starting, I can tell. It's not doing well. I got to get another one somehow. But I was able to take that, and oh, I like that. You have to order 6 good-sized cats for a meal for me. It's perfect. Well, that is funny. I like that. That is funny. That's funny. Well, I had a cat that passed away, but that cat weighed 20 pounds. So, well, not when he died, but when he was normal. When I was raising it, I gave it protein shakes as a kitten versus milk. I fed it protein shakes. But the parking was, man, people were fighting and pissed off and honking their horns, and threatening people in the parking lots. And, man, that place just doesn't have enough parking. If I would have thought of it, I would have just valet parked, but the girls didn't want to valet park. Don't spend the money. Are always packed. Yeah. Well, I guess you want to go to ones that are packed, right? So if you go to a casino and the parking lot's empty, you probably don't want to go there. I just came to a troll. Dave, you have a dark sense of humor. And we appreciate that dark sense of humor. So we appreciate the dark sense of humor. We appreciate a light sense of humor, if you get my drift. But parking a lot of beautiful cars. Man, you could go car shopping there every day. I mean, Range Rovers. I think there's a Lamborghini. Pull up and get valeted. I don't know where it came. It must come from Dallas. So, because there's nothing out there in Durant, Oklahoma. I can tell you that, but cows. But the casino was really nice. The venue, let me get to let's see. We talked about the food. They had some really nice photo op places throughout. One thing I really was shocked about was, and I don't know when this happened, if you guys go to casinos a lot or have, when did they change the policy about not caring whether you have a phone or not? Because this casino could give a rat's ass if you have a phone out while you're gambling. They didn't care. Nobody said a word. And there's iPhones everywhere, all on the floor. People, talking on their phones and gambling, and nobody seemed to care. Can't have it all your way. It's a Burger King, yes. Burger King is chemically engineered. I don't know if you guys know this, but this is the honest to God truth. They engineer their Whoppers that you take a bite, right? You take the bite to get the food in your mouth. Once in your mouth, it's supposed to be dissolved within 2 additional bites. So you bite it in your mouth, the heat and saliva of your mouth, the bun, the meat dissolves and you swallow it. And they do that so you eat a lot faster. And this is all proven. So you eat a lot faster, so you eat more of it. That's why they do that. And that's how that is. Chemically engineered to dissolve in your mouth. So they taste good, but they be no bueno for you. Well, I always thought back in the day that you couldn't have your cell phones in casinos or you couldn't record in casinos. But maybe that's an urban myth. I don't know. I don't remember the last time we went to Vegas, if I had a phone out or not, or if I even paid attention. But seeing that we had a big concert and everybody was taking 500 million pictures of every freaking thing going on, I find it interesting. Well, I don't know, Jack, because they had free Wi-Fi in the place. If they use them for cheating anymore or not, maybe the gaming systems, maybe they figured out how to get a not having cell phones to be an issue. I don't know, but I saw people playing the slot machine with their phone right there. You know, look like they're texting and slot machining at the same time. So yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was no. Maybe it's at the tables, like the poker tables and things. But I saw people on this, and then of course everybody was taking pictures everywhere. Yeah, that's why there are cameras everywhere and pit bosses like Secret Service watching everything. Yeah. So yeah, now look, there's no question that casino technology could probably zoom in to see the details on my wedding ring. You know, while I'm sitting there playing, they could probably zoom in and read the inscription on your wedding ring because the camera systems are so good. Why Walmart can't get a camera good enough to see who's killing who in a damn parking lot, I don't know. But casinos can come up with one that can read the details off of my ring from a mile away. You know, but Walmart can't even get one to show you a fucking clear picture of the damn parking lot. At least that's what they say. You can be on your phone when you are out play or getting a drink. Well, there's no, I mean it, Jack. I mean, there's people playing the slots and their cell phone is sitting there, and I saw several people playing the slots, and they're over here texting with one finger and hitting the slot button with the other finger. You know, they're like talking, to their mama. Oh, mom, I'm here at the casino. They're just texting away. I don't know. Maybe the odds are so great in the favor of the house that they don't care anymore. I don't know what the deal was. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know. But I just found it interesting. But people were recording. But yeah, I would think if you're at the poker tables and all of that, that would make sense. But maybe just sitting at a machine, right, a computerized machine, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, Henry, yeah. And when we were down in Mississippi the last time at the Silver Slipper, we didn't have any issues there either. And I guess maybe in today's world, there's just not a whole lot you can do about it because you'd have to kick everybody out of the casino that brought their phones in, right? Mama, send me more Gcash before I'm out of coins. The slots and the bar. Yeah. Mama. So, yeah, I need Gcash. I don't have Gcash. I need PayPal cash. I got to buy new seats for my damn jet, you know. But I don't know. There's a weird thing. I don't gamble a lot or drink a lot. But there's something I actually enjoy being in casinos. I don't know why. Maybe it's all the pretty lights. So I kind of like being inside casinos. The Silver Slipper, by the way, Henry, because I know that's actually really close to you. And you need to go over there and eat their damn buffet. That was the Silver Slipper has had one of the best buffets I've ever been to for the money. And I mean, it was worth $150. And I think we paid like $17.95 for something each. I just sounds like a real cry for help, Jack Hobson. You're at the casino right now. That's what it sounds. Yeah, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me. And of course, no surprising to me. They had ATM machine. they had ATM machines, like I don't know how many they got in that building. There must have been, 500 ATM. It would be interesting to find out how many ATM machines they have. They got ATM machines everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Uh, you know. But so that was the casino. I enjoyed the casino. If I lived in Dallas, because I wouldn't live in Oklahoma, but if I lived down in Texas, I would drive up to that casino and hang out once in a while. So yeah, so Henry, you've been to the Silver Slippers buffet? I mean, it was damn good buffet. I mean, we were all impressed. Filipina Bai in the province. Hello to you. Good to have you. Thank you. Good morning to you. I survived our trip to the Vice Ganda concert. I survived. Barely. I don't know how I got it. Mondays are busy days for me at home. I got to take out the trash, clean the house, blah, 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 blah. But man, I'm exhausted. I won't lie to you. I'm exhausted. Really surprised. And Henry being a car guy and Jack kind of being a car guy, I'll tell you this. Our new tires on Lorelei's car, I bet you they got us 25% better gas mileage than we were getting. Really impressed by the gas mileage, how you could really see how much better gas mileage we were getting with those new set of tires. So Bai is saying hello to Jack and Henry, and I fell asleep watching the stream of the show. Well, that's good. So did I. I fell asleep the very first part. That's why you don't see the very first part, because I was asleep. Because I was sitting there for 2 damn hours, back killing me, my knee killing me because it's all crunched up and twisted. And, now for all of you single people out there, because I'm not, and I don't even know what a girl looks like. But let me tell you, for all you single men out there that's going to watch this, that concert had more beautiful women in it than you could ever imagine. And I don't mean the guy, girl on the stage. So if you're into beautiful Filipino women, that was the place to be. I don't know where the hell they came from, but, and there's a lot of them dressed to the nines. A lot of them came casually. And there's everything from little kids about 10 years old to 900-year-old Lolas. So, Claude's in the house. Claude, how are you, my good friend? Appreciate you being here. I'm not lying today, Claude. That's my mission. Well, after I take out the trash and clean the house, my mission's actually to take a nap. But we just got back from Durant, Oklahoma. I thought I might see you at the concert because, you're only 5 to 7 hours from there. Concert was filled full of Texas people. They were all very excited to be from Texas. A lot of people from Oklahoma. We knew a lot of people there. Lorelei, I mean, we kept running into people that live up here. And, we ran into probably 50 different people that we knew. And then, of course, Lorelei made like 200 or 300 new friends from Oklahoma. So, question for you guys. We're here, buddy. Ask it, speak it. We will answer it. Claude, I thought I gave you a blue jacket. Why don't you have a blue jacket on? I know I did. But yeah, and that was kind of the weird thing is, I mean, it sold out. There's no question. There was no-shows for the concert. No-shows. Every seat sold out without question. And I personally think that they could have probably sold out another of a couple of thousand seats if they had it. But the whole arena, everything was booked, and seats were taken. Nobody left. So apparently the Filipinos who could understand what the concert was about, because I had about a 20% comprehension. I understood about 20% of what was said at the concert. So that's why I went live during the concert, because well, I had nothing else to do. It's either that or take a nap, because I didn't understand what was going on. Claude says, in the last 2 weeks, there has been a lot of gunfire right outside where I live, and I'm on a leash here, and I want to move. So, usually, there's a thing through the housing authorities where you live that if it's a dangerous environment, a company cannot hold you to that lease. So, keep that in mind. You might be able to look at it from the perspective of this place is too risky. I have small children, and you're not going to be, and you go to the housing authority and ask them for advice about this. I'm not for sure what it means. And then, of course, I agree with Jack here, no matter how bad it is, but I would try the housing authority. Because, and if you got to, if they need you to document so they take your case, the other question would be, Claude, would be this, how I would look at this is the housing authority, your local housing authority, the state of Texas housing authority. I would also look at who is the leasing property company of your apartments. And what I mean by that, around where we live, we have a large company that leases, God, probably 1,000 different properties. Not apartments, but properties. And it's called Lindsay. And so they may have something somewhere else that you can move to resolve the issue, because they might want to keep your business, but they understand the situation. But but what I know is I would get onto the housing authority and find out what your legal rights are when you're in a lease, and now it's become so dangerous that you fear for the life of your children. Yeah, Henry is agreeing with me. Yeah, if the area is so dangerous, you can break the lease. Yeah, and one thing you do want to do, Claude, is you want to make sure that you complain to the apartment complex about this. So you got to have documentation, email documentation notes, so that you can tell the housing authority, I have called and complained. But we have police here every night, and there's no security here. ABC, and keep a record of all the police incidences and the gunfire, and yep, documentation is the true key. It really is, and that is my advice. And you can ask the housing authority when you call them today, and I would call them. What is your advice? What documentation do I need? How can I prove this? How can I do this? And get their advice. And just flatly tell them, say, look, I am really worried. We have small children here, and there's freaking gunfire everywhere. This is not a safe place to be. Yeah, and you can even talk about your other neighbors, Henry says he's been through that in Florida and kept a record of everything. And that's one thing you might say, because Claude, I know you haven't been there real long, is maybe you can go back and try to back document a whole bunch of times that you've heard gunfire, that there's been police called at your apartment complex since being there, so that it shows that it's a dangerous place. Anytime, Claude. You know me, man. It may not be good advice, but I'm happy to give advice. Yo, time out, Dennis. Dennis in the house? I didn't see Dennis come in. Did Dennis come in? I didn't see Dennis come in. But yeah, I only understood maybe 20% of the concert. He came in? Yep. All right, well, I'm slow. Let me find it. Oh, there's Dennis. I didn't see Dennis come in. Dennis snuck in on me. Super Pack Firewater, buying kids. Oh, of course, Mr. H. There you go. Oh, sorry, Dennis. I missed you, man. So, yeah, I read about Dennis. You know, I'm old, man, and I had a hard day yesterday. It's not easy flying on a jet plane just to go watch a concert, you know. But, so yeah, I understood about 20% of the concert. That's it. Dennis, you would have loved it because there was arm candy everywhere. So Dennis, you would have felt at home at the Filipino concert, the lady Ganda concert. No, sorry, no, Vice Ganda. She now calls herself, by the way, she has a name change. I don't know if you guys do this. She's actually calling herself Queen Majesty VG. So that's actually what her show is, and that's how she's rebranding herself. So I thought about it last night. I wonder if she's trying to get away from the Showtime thing. Maybe they're in a legal dispute or something about her name, but she's rechanged her name, and she repeated it multiple times during the live stream that she's actually Queen Majesty VG, not Vice. She didn't say I'm not Vice Ganda, but she definitely pivoted from the name. Henry can get the police report from the area to prove. That's right. That's right. You can simply do an open records request act if you need to and ask the police department how many times have they been dispatched to your apartment complex. Henry will be right back. Okay. Well, that's a big word, Jack. K. Filipino buy in the province. Hope everything is okay for you. Yep. Freedom of Information Act. Saying hi to Dennis, Grandpa Dennis. Bye. Don't make me sing this morning. I'm too tired. Everything is good. So, the seating in the concert sucked. That's why my back hurts so bad. Those stadium chairs, man, I don't know how old people like me do it. But, man, they weren't horrible, but Jesus Christ. I mean, after sitting 4 hours, driving to Durant, Oklahoma, and then sitting in my scooter, then sitting for dinner, then sitting and waiting for the concert to start for 2 hours because everybody had to get in line, and then sitting for the concert for 2 hours, and then sitting in the car for another 4 hours. Holy crap, man. When I got home, I went to bed. I was so freaking tired. I think we got home about 3 a.m. I got up at 8. What time is it? 10? I got up about 8:30. Lorelai's still asleep. I will say, I think Queen Majesty VG, I'm going to say this. I think her concert was a great success because the people that could understand it loved it. The people that understood what in the hell they were talking about loved the concert. Nothing but laughs and yells and screams and hooting and hollering, and so it was a very lively crowd. Update on your version of Romeo and Juliet B&H. Oh my God, Dennis is fishing for gossip this morning already. Did you have any of the red hot dogs on the stick at that concert? No, no red hot dogs, no Filipino food or drinks or anything. No, just a lot of people. Filipina, she's teasing you, saying, ooh, you got to ask Henry. And Henry's going to say, ooh, you got to ask Filipina. So, but that's how I measure whether the concert was great or not, was because it was a ruckus all night long. Now, I will tell you, she had a guest singer star, a guy named, I don't know, Eric or some shit. He sucked. I mean, he blows. I thought he was a bad. He sucks, and you know, because he came in towards the end and sang one or two songs. Um, a couple weird things about that guy. I don't know how old he was, of course. Don't really give a shit. But he came out trying to act like some sexy singer. I don't know any sexy singers, to be honest, male singers. But he came out wearing, I liked his clothes. I would wear his clothes. But he came out and he was trying to show his body. Took his jacket off and this shit. But he wasn't fat, but he had no muscle definition. So I don't know what he was trying to show off because he looked kind of, no muscle definition. It looked like he probably was 20 pounds overweight. And it just, I don't quite know what that was all about. Because you would expect somebody to come out and try to show you their stomach and their arms, that they would at least have some muscles. Um, they are silent, aren't they, Dennis? They're playing coy. And he says, well, that's because I'm not saying anything about it. These lips don't talk. We're not going to encourage Dennis because Dennis is a troublemaker. Dennis is just wanting to stir up trouble. We got 10 people giving us thumbs up. I appreciate that. But the worst thing was the singing sucked. I mean, I don't know what the hell he was singing about, but it didn't sound good. And everybody else I talked to said they didn't like him. They thought his voice sucked or whatever. He was weird. Um, yeah. Good job. Good job, Claude. What did the PD tell you? Are they coming for me? Are they going to arrest Dennis for picking on Henry and Filipina? What did the police say to you? Dennis, in the Philippines, you would look at them and say, "Ayy, ayy." Good. You do that. You get those reports and use every resource you can. The Fair Housing Act, HUD, your local community housing. I'm not for sure what Texas does down there, but I know they got to have a housing authority. Absolutely know that they got a housing authority. Now, Claude, I will recommend that you have a place to go to if they let you out of your lease, So, yeah, I would give some forward thought to, hey, where are we going to go live at? um, but I think, what was that? What was she calling herself now? Oh, your Queen Majesty VG was quite entertaining. I just didn't understand anything she said. Or 80% of what she said. Yep, call the landlord. Uh, remember, you can also kind of hint and or threaten to call the housing authorities without being heavy-handed, by like saying, do I need to go through the housing authority? Whatever, how you need to word it gently. But you could drop the fact that you've talked to the police, that you're talked to the housing authority, some of the other local community agencies, whatever they may be. But that way the landlord knows that you're taking this seriously and you're not just bitching and you don't want $20 off your next month's rent. You want out of the place. Bai says, you keep insisting I have kids, but I don't. Well, here's the thing I'm going to say. Dennis just likes to stir up trouble. But we like Dennis because he likes to stir up trouble. Don't we, Dennis? Maybe consult a lawyer briefly. The phone, if you, yeah, well, that's what I mean. The housing authority will clearly lay out all of these grounds, so they will flatly tell you. Claude's going to feed the daughter. That's good. What are you cooking the daughter? I need some food. Anytime, Claude. And you know, you're always welcome to call me if you ever need anything. Um, Bye. One thing you got to understand is here's what's important to know. Even though Dennis is the only person in the whole entire world that ever gives us super chats, Henry is the only one that you need to worry about. Whether you know he believes that you don't have kids or not, or 15 husbands, or 38 dogs that he's going to have to immigrate to America. That's going to cost $9.7 million. So Claude and Jessica living in the Philippines. Hopefully you're not feeding them red hot dogs. Yeah. Or maybe the neighborhood's cats. You know, don't feed the kids the cats or the dogs. I'd really like to have a hot dog. Not a red hot dog, but I don't know, man. I'm so exhausted. I don't know what I want to eat today. I got to go to Walmart. That's the other damn thing. Jesus Christ, people. You know how hard my life is? I got to go to Walmart because we didn't go over the weekend. So I got to go. I'm out of my juice drinks. I have no juice. I have no bananas. Freaking man. My life is too hard. My life is too hard. You guys feel empathy for me? Huh? Does anybody have empathy for me out there? You know, forget Henry and Bye and Dennis and Jack. What about me? What about me? I paid $5 for a damn Coke yesterday at the casino. And then they gave Coke away. Hire Vibe as in-home health care. I need that. Yeah, I need in-home health care. I got 20 red cheese hot. Ooh. In the freezer, only cooked up 2 of them for the video. All right, well, you got plenty of food to eat over the next month. Now, I might eat the cheese red hot dogs. I don't know. I like cheese enough that, I don't know, Jack. I might be one of those people. Jack's making a video talking about red hot dogs and why they're red and where they came from and who invented them and all of that bull crap and how well they taste and yeah, free Coke in the bathroom on the counters. I didn't see any in the bathroom. No, no. A lot of bathrooms in that place. A lot of big bathrooms. Nice bathrooms, too. You got to cringe your way through eating them? It's all right. I don't know. Maybe I'll buy hot dogs today. Nah, I don't want a hot dog. I don't know. I'm too tired to eat. I'm exhausted this morning. But the friends that tagged along with us or rode along with us, they had a good time. I did think I got to thaw that bag of depression. Yeah. I did think it was interesting this. I was really, I got to be careful how I want to say that. Even though I've been around Filipinos for many thousands of years, I should never be surprised by how there's certain ones out of a group who are always wanting to seek attention, right? So we had literally the gay men dressing up to look like Queen Majesty VG in hopes of getting recognized, which is funny. And then we had some of the Filipinos who had clothes on that was barely any clothes on at all. It was totally stuck out of place in a concert like this. So, my God, there must have been 20,000. Look, there was probably 5,000 people in attendance, and I think there is 20,000 phones going off. Oh, that's a good question. Let me get caught up here. Henry's saying, Dennis, so did you subscribe to Bryce's channel yet? Yeah, did you give her some love yet, Dennis? Henry, good point, buddy. You got to stand up and say, now look, man, you going to talk the talk, walk the walk, buddy. Cosplay, yes. There was a couple of them. There was. He was horribly bad and I mean, it was. Oh, there was one guy. I should have taken a picture of him, but I try not to do that. He creeped me out. This guy creeped me out. This is just disgusting. All right. Let me see if I can paint you a picture. So think of somebody who's maybe 5 foot tall, fat, kind of like me, but I'm taller, luckily. I'm assuming he was Filipino. And he had one of those wiry little thin mustache that kind of came like this. And that's all he had, was just a wiry little thing. And he wore a cowboy hat, but it wasn't like a real cowboy hat. It was almost like an imitation cowboy hat. And then he wore, I swear to God, and I didn't look real hard because I didn't want to see. You know what those things called Spanx are? You know, where a lot of girls will wear them and it helps them suck in their fat, but they're like spandex, I think. So this guy is wearing those, I think. He's wearing cowboy boots. And so he's wearing cowboy boots and his legs are showing. And he's wearing a, like a bull matador's jacket with something that's cut like that. And that's it. No shirt underneath it. And that one creeped me out. That was just gross. That probably just made this live stream X-rated because he was gross. I mean, that was just all in black. It was just, I don't know, that was just creepy. That was just gross. I was thinking, my God. We do have some lovebirds in the house. We do have lovebirds. Because you missed her first live stream. Oh. Did she do a live stream? I didn't know that. Well, how come I didn't get a notification? So I'm not on the, hey, I like you list. All right. Short says, hi, how are you? We are doing good. Happy to have you here. Thank you. Thank you for hitting the thumbs ups. Thank you for that big super chat you're going to give me in a minute. We appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed, please do. My stomach is already bubbling. Oh, from the red hot dogs or the thought of the red hot dogs? Yeah. So that was that dude, and he was fat. Oh, I said he was fat, right? So he's just fat and gross costume. I don't know what he was doing. But, and what bugged me or what made me think about it was, I don't think that was a costume. I think that was what he wears. I mean, he was really comfortable in it. But I think that's what he wears. So, yeah, the dude in the Spank, I'm telling you, that's what it looked like because he walked by me twice. I mean, I'm sitting in my chair and he's walking up the stairs and down the stairs and comes back up the stairs and down the stairs. And I'm just like, oh my God. I mean, I'm already regretting coming. The guy in full drag didn't bother me. That's normal. But this one was, it was like a bad 70s. I don't know, man. It was just bad. Zishan's asking, where are your dogs? My dogs are sleeping. They're tired too. We didn't get home until very, very early in the morning, and they were here to greet us, so they're sleeping. One's on her bed, and the other one's on the couch outside. So I can see them both. They're out here. They need a rest when we go away. So they were happy to have us come back home because we left about 10 o'clock and we got home. Oh, so we were gone almost a day. So as far as I can tell, the people in attendance really liked the concert, but they just didn't like the kid named Eric or something like that who wore the green. He wasn't, you know, you could tell he wasn't going over. His voice wasn't that strong. It was more like a bad karaoke. Crazy. A lot of makeup, by the way. I saw women wearing so much makeup, it was unbelievable. One thing I'm going to tell all of you women out there, especially Asian women, Spanish women, Indian women. Okay, let me say this. Everybody except for American women. You guys don't need to wear a lot of makeup at all. You just don't. Women are beautiful the way they are. Don't be putting a lot of that shit on your face. You make yourself look like clowns and you're ugly and, it's not attractive. Just be who you are and you will be just fine. But holy crap, there is some in there that came with eyelashes 20 feet long and 48 pounds of makeup and I'm just like, man, you girls would probably be decent looking if you took that shit off, Henry, I don't see that part, but I was sleeping. Yeah, the guy in the green, he had a really cool shirt on. It was a green tank top. I would wear that. But you didn't miss anything, Henry. I mean, he sucked. I didn't know what he was singing about, but I could tell it sucked. Did you have your makeup on asking for a friend? Man, I look just like this, except for I look better because I had a really nice hat on and a cool shirt, But I need to make up today because, man, I feel exhausted. But, I just don't understand why girls want to overdo it. Just be happy who you are. 1 gallon of Bondo. Yeah, I knew a girl who worked for me 20 or 30,000 years ago that was a real redhead, tall redheaded girl, and she thought it was necessary to put, my God, so much freaking makeup on. Plus, how could you afford it? I just be who you are. And if people don't like you for the way you look naturally, then once they start licking on your makeup, they're not going to like you because they don't want to eat makeup. Yes, be more natural. I agree. And like I said, everybody except for American women are normally pretty. I mean, there are some American girls that are pretty, but, for the most part, the ugliness of American women comes through due to their behavior. So, yeah, got the paint job going on. I just don't get it. I mean, and what makes me sad, it doesn't make me sad because I really don't give a rat's ass. But what I think is funny is when women like that who wear a lot of makeup and think they got to have the fake eyelashes and all of this bullshit, they teach their daughters to do the same. And I don't know if it's because mommy's insecure, about her face. And so they convince the daughter has to wear 50 or 60 pounds of makeup and the next daughter. And it just kind of keeps a vicious cycle going on when none of that is necessary. Just be who you are. That's what I do. As you can tell, I'm all natural. And if you could see, what's below my sweatshirt, you would really tell I'm all natural. The sweatshirt's getting big. I've lost, by the way, in the last few months, 23 pounds. I got another 20 or 30 or 50 or 60, 70, 80 or 200 to go. But we'll start small with small goals. Jack says, my Filipino doesn't wear lipstick and bare minimum and makeup at all times. I hate the taste of lipstick. I agree. Lorelai will put makeup on lightly, when she knows we're going somewhere where we're going to do a lot of pictures or it's an event. She'll put on like the wedding and things like that. But she's not a huge makeup wearer, but she only wears very little makeup, which I'm okay with that. Filipina Bai says, I never wear makeup, just lip tint only. Yeah, lip tint and what do they call foundation a little bit or something, just a little bit of dusting is fine. Somebody's message was held review because they were probably being not nice. And I don't like a woman I don't either. I do think it's appropriate at times. So like if you're going to be a part of a wedding party and everybody is dressed to the nines and you want to put some foundation or roux or whatever the hell that shit's called, some lip gloss or lipstick so everybody kind of looks, I get it. Everybody's got their hair done up really nice and you're wearing really fancy clothes and you want to present this really polished image. I get that. But day to day, in and out, no. And you can tell the ones that are day to day pancake wearers versus ones who that just, want to have a little touch up when they go out the door. So now you got 2 and the secret 1. So now you got 2 and the secret 1. I'm confused. So now you got 2. And it could be because I'm tired. So now you got 2. 2 what? People go overboard with makeup and eyelashes, perfume. And yeah, the perfume, that really bothers me. And there's some, look, and let me say this. There were some stinky ass people at the concert last night. But the other thing, look, here's another one. Let me, don't overdo it with the makeup. Don't overdo it with the perfume. And here's what the weird thing was. There's so many people wearing so many perfumes and so strong perfumes that it clashes. And then it doesn't smell good. Must have been talking about when you said something that was down below. Oh, must be. All right, I get it now, Jack. I'm slow with it today. But I'm going to tell you, that casino was pumping in vanilla. That casino was pumping fragrant air into the casino because I can smell it. I mean, so when you walk into an area, because I did that, I was in this big theater place and I kind of walked over to an area that's more of a maintenance area and all of that, and you can still smell vanilla. They're pumping it through the ductwork to make you hungry, to make you comfortable, to make you want to stay, versus all the smelly perfumes. So, and the smoking wasn't bad. I was really shocked. They allowed smoking at the casino. And I only noticed it when I first walked in because I don't smoke. And so I immediately went, oh, I can tell somebody's smoking here. But it was very, very light. And so they did a really good job with either their smoke eaters or their exhaust system or the filtration system, that the people smoking in the casino was not an issue at all. So I'm going to give them hats off for that one. Not at all. You couldn't smoke in the dining room, I guess. But you couldn't tell people were smoking. It wasn't bad at all. Yeah, it's to make you stay, and it makes you happy, right? It makes you go, wow, this is nice. Smells good, feels good in here. Yep, that's a trick to make you drink and eat more. That's right, make you hungry, right? Make, ooh, man, let me go get something to eat. That sounds good. That's it. Casinos are some of the smartest businesses on the planet, obviously. And by the sheer numbers of people at this casino last night, they've got it figured out. But I mean it. I like going to casinos. I don't like losing money, but I like going to casinos because they remind me of cruise ships. You know, they remind me of hanging out on a cruise ship because there's usually something really cool, to do and to look at, and the food's usually good, even though this one was average. What do I know? Anything else you want me to lie about? I can lie about anything you want me to lie about. Anything going on in y'all's people's world? Jack, when are you going to release your video about the red wiener? Jax likes wieners. Millions of ATMs everywhere. Yeah, that's what I do on the cruise ship. I mean, what we do when we go, and we need to go, we got to work hard to get on a cruise ship next year because I really miss going. But I got to get another mobility scooter. The one I have is just not cutting it. One, I'm just too tall, and you can't adjust the seat to go up, and so the seat's only 16 inches off the platform, and so when I ride it, it's great in a pinch, but my knees are shoved up to my chest. And it just kills my back. But last night we found, I thought they broke it because, I had to give it to the usher person so they could go park it away from us while I went up and sat in my chair, right? And I don't know what he did, but we had a hard time getting into gear. Because I don't know if you guys know, but mobility scooters have kind of a gear. They have a lever or a switch on them that if you hit it, it goes into neutral. So you don't need a key or anything, and you can just wheel it around like a wheelchair. Or you can kick it into gear, so to speak, and then it's electric operated. But last night, we had a hard time getting mine to go back into gear for some reason. So I'm going to try to look at it today. But my scooter, we bought in the Philippines. We overpaid for it because they're expensive in the Philippines. It's just a cheap Chinese knockoff one. And it's definitely has seen its better days. I got to figure out one I need for traveling. I need one to go traveling in that folds up on airplanes and cruise ships. Then I got to have one that I can use outdoors. So I got to figure out the scooter situation. I gotta get a better mobility scooter. This one is just killing me. And maybe I can give this one away. If I can get better ones, I'll give this one away to somebody who really needs it. But you better be short. Hopefully tomorrow I can scrounge up enough to get a few beers and the bad life decision of consuming said red hot dogs. Liquid courage needed. No, man, just suck it up, buddy. Hell, Yeah, it's like sucking out fish eyeballs. Just suck it up and do it. Beer may change the way they taste. Yeah, did you push in the clutch, shift into gear, and then blend the clutch, the gas to move over? Or did you blow out the clutch? I just couldn't get into gear. I had the clutch pushed in, but it just wouldn't go in gear. So I don't know what that was about. But I got to clean out Lorelei's car anyway. I got to remember where I hid her wallet at. Because we went into the casino, right? And she brought her wallet because she thought she would need it. And she wasn't wearing clothes that was conducive to carry this big ass wallet. And she kept trying to stick it in her pocket, but I was afraid she was going to lose her wallet in the casino. So I took her wallet, and I was cold after dinner at the casino. I mean, it was fucking cold, and they didn't have any coffee or anything hot. Well, they had egg drop soup, and I had some of that. They had a really good Asian bar. That was one thing. They had a pho restaurant in there as part of the buffet, a noodle restaurant. I was shocked. But so I took it out to the car, but I hid it somewhere in the car. So yeah, and no clutch on this one, no fluid on this one. It's truly just a in gear, out of gear type of thing. Yeah, yeah, and that's what I mean. But it wouldn't disengage or engage. And when I was able to turn it on and hit the power button, because it's electric, right? Yeah, it's like it wasn't in gear all the way, but we couldn't get it to come back out. We couldn't go back in. We had a lot of trouble with it, and finally I just knocked the shit out of it, and it went back in. But I've never had to do that before. Never had to do it. But you got to remember, this damn thing is old. It's been in the Philippines. It's been on the airplanes. It's been all over America. I've taken it fishing, off-roading, which is probably not equipped for. You know what I mean? Walmart, I've beaten the living hell out of it. So it's probably lucky it's lasted this long. Probably lucky that it's done this well. So, I don't know. Thinking of that, I got to go by the bank today, too. I need to take some money out of the bank. Oh, Jesus. Man, what a hard life I live. But if it was, I don't know. I just got, we travel too much. We go to different places. We like to go to parks and the museums and the zoos, and we like to really be active and do things. And this thing has been really beneficial, but it just, man, I got to get something that has a taller seat and something that would be better on a, this thing would never work on a cruise ship because the turning radius is too large. And on a cruise ship, you got to have a sharp turning. Like if you go to Walmart, and I have a video about this, I need to finish, about how the scooters at Walmart can be zero turn. That's what you're looking for cruise ships and airplanes and things. You want something that can turn on a dime versus taking a 45-inch radius or a 60-inch radius to get turned around. Henry says, I got one for my brother, and the person I got it from had the same problem. I rocked it back and forth, and it worked. Yeah, that's kind of what we did last night. Might have a bad brushes, dislodged magnet, something like, yeah. Picks up the drive motor, does not realize when positions actually end right. Yeah. No, I agree. But we'll see. We'll get it out. I know Walmart is selling the knockoff brands anymore for half of what you can buy the real brand for. I don't know if you guys know that. If you guys need these in the future, just keep in mind Walmart is now selling the cheap Chinese ones. So, and they got a big selection. They got a really big selection at Walmart.com. Not at the stores, but at .com. But I know what I want. The sad thing is for me, the one that I really like is about $2,300. That would serve my purpose for airplanes, cruise ships, malls, zoos, museums, concerts, everything we would do. The one I really think would work best for us, folding it up small, putting it in the car. You can take the lithium battery out and take it on a plane. All of those things is about $2,300 is the one I like. And it's a branded one. It has a name brand with warranties. The Walmart ones, now I tell people all the time, I'm really impressed by my cheap Chinese one, but there's a lot of things that are good quality ones that are way better. But I will say, I've beaten the cheap Chinese one all to freaking hell. And it's noisy, and it's uncomfortable, and doesn't work great, but it still goes. So, I mean, it's kind of like. Yeah, the problem with the Amigo carts, they're too damn slow. They are the slowest effing things, and their ground clearance is about an inch. But their turning radius is unbelievable. You can spin that sucker around in an aisle. Yeah, they'll never notice one guy. And they're heavy as hell. They make, because I Googled those when I first had to do a scooter, I Googled the Amigos. I'm like, well, this is nice. Maybe they make a normal person one because the turning radius is so good. No, it's not. But I tried to pick one of the Walmart ones up one time. Fuck that, man. Those damn things are heavy mothers. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know how much they weigh, but they probably weigh 200 to 300 pounds easy, maybe more. I don't know, 400 pounds. Because they don't want you to steal them. They don't want you to pick them up, and they don't want them to tip it over. But the Amigos, man, they're really good because you got to think about the abuse they get, and they still keep going. Turning radius is great. Seats are okay. The height is fine. The height is 22 inches. I've measured them because that's part of the video I'm working on, is measuring how high the seat is. We need them to go about 30 miles an hour, Henry. My little cheap Chinese one, I bet you it goes 6 or 7 miles an hour. I bet you. I would like to have 30 or 40 though, but probably vibrate and throw us off. Yeah, I'd like for that little scooter to go 30 miles an hour, let me tell you. But I need one. What I need is a travel one. But I actually would like one that would be better for fishing. But here's the problem. I've looked those up. They're too heavy to pick up. So like the ones that you see on where they take somebody and they're going off into the field and the grass and going down by the water, and they're called like the Bajas mobility scooters, and they got shocks and everything on them and all this cool shit that would be really cool to have, right? They want $5,000 for those. They want 5,000 plus for these Baja scooters that are badass. But the problem is they're too heavy to pick up. You got to have one of those like things on the back of your pickup truck that you could drop the ramp to and kind of drive it up on. Is what you would have to use to move those because they're heavy, heavy, heavy. Maybe even, well, we might take you up on that, Henry, and let me tell you, man. They hold 350 plus pounds, but I've seen, oh no, the Amigos, yeah, they can hold more freaking weight than you can imagine. I mean, I've seen people on those things that weigh 4 or 5 times more than I do, and I'm really fat and old. So, but I got to give it to those Amigos. They get used all the time. They get abused all the time. You know they got to get abused by that 600-pound guy. But the problem is they just slow, damn slow. And once the problem with them is their throttles are horrible, meaning this, they're glitchy. They want to do this. So I don't know what that is, but the Amigos at Walmart, especially around here, if you do this, they got like electrical short in them. They want to go, they jerk the living shit out of you, is what they do. But for turning radius, they're doing great. Yeah, I've seen some creative looking ones that people have done. I would like to have the outdoor Baja one, and I looked at them the other day. They're like $5,000. So I'm trying to win the lottery, So, but they're like a little 4-wheel drive type. I don't think they're 4-wheel drive. But I do think they have 2 motors versus mine only has 1 motor. I think they do have 2 motors, 1 on each back wheel. But they got shock absorbers and they can do all of this and all of that. So, All right, my friends, that was enough for me for today. So I'm going to get off of here. I appreciate everybody joining us this morning. And go back and watch the Vice Gandhi movie, concert, whatever the hell it was. Dennis, appreciate you. Appreciate you being here. Henry and Bai will keep you up to date on when you need to send the wedding gift and where to send the wedding gift to. So since you are YouTube rich now, can you hire people to carry you around? I didn't know I was YouTube rich. I thought I was just rich. What's YouTube rich? You got to ask Dennis. Dennis is my financial backer. Dennis is the one who manages all of my funds. So if Dennis says it's okay, then it's okay. If Dennis says no, then it's no. So Dennis is in charge. All right, my friends. Until tomorrow, I need to get my BS organized and get motivated. Maybe I'll take a shower. You guys want to take a shower with me? Anybody want to take a shower? I'm just asking. Just thought I'd ask. All right, friends. We'll see you guys later. Everybody take care and let me know if you need anything.